Sorry we're late, ladies and gentlemen. I am, of course, your host, Matty-G, coming at you live from Isolation Station 1123. This is another Suplex City Chats. We've got quite a few things on the docket tonight. There will be some faces that'll jump in shortly, but you know what? The show's got to go on. So I'm going to tell everybody, don't forget, let's be kind to each other. It takes more energy to be an asshole than it does to be friendly. Even though the man to my right is the villain, Too Sweet, brother. What's up?
What's up?
I'll see how that is. Okay, fuck you then. No. How's it going tonight, Mr. Villain?
I'm going well, man. Can't wait to talk about wrestling, man. That's what we're here for. So
that's exactly what we're here.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to the new man on the panel. You'll absolutely see more of him. That's Mr. Jacob Barber. Too sweet to you too, homie. How's it going tonight?
I can't complain. Not too bad. Just ready for a relaxing evening.
Hey, that's what's up. Looks like Mr. Villain's already got that relaxing evening going on. Drink to the side.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. It's been a busy week for wrestling, I'd say. We got another awesome Dynamite. We got an interesting pay-per-view with In Your House. To me personally, it was kind of a sentimental, nostalgic kick. Raw and SmackDown were okay as they normally have been. Not great, not just kind of they were good, So why don't we jump into Dynamite, gentlemen? Dark. If we included Dark, it would take us quite a while. But if something jumps out on Dark, I do want to say that I think it's Robert Cox. I think that's what his name was, and John Moxley had a hell of a banger. Like, yes, it was to put over Mox, but it was still a hell of a match.
You talking about that Dark match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually, that was a surprising. That was surprising. Mox let the guy get a lot of offense in. A couple near finishers. He even hit his Mox did hit his finisher and the guy kicked out. Then Taz laughed at him. Brian Cage laughed at him. I thought this was a really good week for Dark. They had a lot of good points that I wish it would translate over to Dynamite. But yeah, Dark was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that. I side note, I love that inverted paradigm shift he does. I almost called it a Death Rider. I guess it would have been the same thing. Yeah. But where he gets them like damn near vertical and drops them, that's just that right there. When he does that, and the Judas effect are pretty much the two protected finishers in AEW. But all right, let's jump into Dynamite. The first match of the night was something I've been looking forward to, especially since their release from WWE, and it was FTR and the Butcher and the Blade. This was a good match. I mean, it was ground and pound, just old school wrestling, and it was really cool, in my opinion, that we saw all the trainers, coaches, whatever you want to call them, mouthpieces, managers, whatever, just out sitting in the audience, and it continued a story. If you noticed it, Tully Blanchard was sitting quite a bit up, and Sean Spears was sitting in the back, just staring bullets into Tully's head. So what'd y'all think of this?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good introduction for them in AEW as far as, in ring. We're on a collision course with the Bucks, and that's I liked the inclusion of Hangman and Omega at the end during the scuffle. I'm interested to see if they go anywhere with that.
I think we'll see it sooner than later. I'm betting we'll see it at Fyter Fest. Or maybe the next big pay-per-view. Because, they got their big, 3 now?
Yeah.
All in, Double or Nothing, and Full Gear, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we'll see it there. One of the big three. So what you think, Mr. Villain?
Yeah, it was a great opening match. The 4-man commentary team didn't work as well. When Jericho was alone, with Tony Schiavone or Excalibur, when there was just, two people, Jericho was okay. He was, trying to get his shit in because that's what Jericho does. He talks his shit. So, it was just kind of hindered some of the matches, because he wanted, because he's a big personality, So the 4-man booth, that was kind of, but the match itself was really good. Butcher and the Blade are showing that they are a good tag team, because I didn't really care for them at first, because they kind of came in with no fanfare. Everybody, I don't know about, I'm not going to talk for everybody else, but I was scratching my head like, who the fuck are these jobbers? So, they've been earning my respect. They're a good tag team. And FTR had a great showing. It was more people in the crowd this time. I noticed that in Dynamite, a lot more people in the crowd. So that was really awesome. You could hear that, the audience there live. And then I didn't really care for, because they did this shit a couple times this night. And they do that a lot, where it's always, like a brawl breaks out at the end of the match. And it's kind of getting to the point where, like at the end of the match, it's like the Young Bucks come out, then they don't have threatening voices. So they're just like, hey, man, we're glad you're here. You didn't mention us, man. And it's like, so it didn't make no sense for the tag team champions come, because you had the Butcher and the Blade. They start jumping the Young Bucks. And FTR helped the Young Bucks. And then you had Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc come in. So that's 4-on-4, which was okay, But then you had the tag team champs come out. And it was like, you could have saved all that time maybe for a promo. I don't, because I don't know if Fyter Fest is like in 2 weeks that you have to like rush this stuff. But to me, I just thought it was overkill at the end, especially with a team just making their debut, like their in-ring debut. They showed up last week. Not even. They showed up 2 weeks ago. Last week they had a little interview. This was their first match. And already the Young Bucks come out, and it's like.
It was almost heelish of the Young Bucks, too. The way they came out, it was almost pouty heelish. And it just, I can understand where it wouldn't work. I wish if they were going to go that angle, they had just had the two of them come out. Even, had FTR cut a promo, and then next week if they're going to be on another, whatever they're going to be on, Dark, Dynamite, whatever, then have it happen. And just have the two of them stare each other down. They don't have to fight. They don't have to do anything. And then, just kind of slowly build to it. But this has been long-term booking at its best. I mean, you gotta admit that is long-term booking at its best. They started this shit over 10 years ago when FTR standed for fuck the revival. All right, so Mr. Barber, what do you think? Oh, that's right, you went. Never mind. My bad. Yeah. Lost my place for a minute. All right, so match number 2 of the night was Nyla Rose and Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian and Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. Haven, hit us first. What do you think?
I thought it was a great match. I like all 4 women. They all have different move sets, different styles. So that's really cool. I thought it was a good lengthy match. Kip Sabian is really a future star. I like his antics outside the ring. I like Nyla Rose. Her just power, man. And it was really cool when she did the knee to both of the women. When they're hanging off the ropes. When she hit him with the knee, Jericho popped for that. So it was cool. Like that's the thing. Jericho's really hit or miss because JR's trying to say his shit. Tony's trying to say his shit. Excalibur's trying to say his shit. And with Jericho in there, he was just like, was always just going, But yeah, I was surprised though. I was really surprised that Penelope got the win, but she cheated, so it was all good. I just couldn't tell who threw her the belt. I'm guessing it must have been Nyla Rose. Yeah,
it was. It was Nyla.
The belt just kind of came in, and so I guess maybe Nyla's cool that she didn't get the victory. I mean, it's a tag team match, so she got half the victory. So yeah, it was cool. I thought it was fun. I'm straight.
Yeah, I like the fact though that Penelope Ford got that, because I could see her being, Sheeta's opponent at Fyter Fest. They've already said every belt's going to be on the line.
Yeah.
I like that. You're right. Kip Sabian and her, their little antics, or even sometimes Jimmy Havoc involved. I kind of like that little trio. I forget what they're called. I think it's like Death Squad or something like that.
I forget. Yeah. Shit,
I kind of like that. I think the two of them actually work together, besides the fact that they are actually living together, all three of them, which kind of.
Yep.
At any time, you could throw Jimmy Havoc or Joey Janela in the mix because of their past relationship. But the match itself was great. Everybody got, to shine a little bit. One little gripe I had is where Nyla Rose put both Sheeta and Chris Statlander on the rope, and you actually saw them kind of holding each other up. That's the littlest gripe I have with it. It took her a little too long to get up there, but it looked cool once she hit them, and they both, simultaneously flipped over. It looked cool. Hikaru Shida doesn't lose anything by getting the pin here. I think it sets up a storyline down the road. We could even see Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose square off, which I think that'd be a hell of a match. Give them time, let them play out. Nyla Rose is... I wish... I'm going to jump to WWE real quick. I wish Nia Jax had the training and wasn't as... She looks green compared to Nyla Rose. Like, Nyla's a big girl, but she uses that to her advantage, and she's safe about it for the most part. So, Jacob, what do you think, homie?
This was actually part of AEW I didn't get to see, so I'll have to go back and check it out. It sounds like I missed out on a good match.
Yeah, basically, Ford hits Sheeta with the belt that was slid in by Nyla Rose. She pops her, hits her with a bridging fisherman suplex 1, 2, 3. Then we had Darby Allin hanging out with Tony Hawk, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
Then we had Britt Baker's montage about being a role model, and her and Big Swole. I think we'll see that match eventually. They were both pretty good, for little promos. They were pretty neat.
Yeah, I like. Don't mind if I jump in real quick. Yeah, man. Unless you had something else to plug, man.
No, go for it, brother.
Yeah. The two promos. I like how they're doing that. They've been doing that for a couple of weeks lately, where you have some kind of promo, and then you jump into like some other type of vignette or promo, and I think that's cool. At first, I was like, oh, okay, promo. But yeah, man, like the Tony Hawk shit, that was like surprising. I was like, oh damn! I was like, they got Tony Hawk chilling with Darby Allin. That's a famous name, most famous skateboarder ever. So I thought that was big time.
And it kind of reminded me of like a Tony Hawk game where you try and do something stupid, and you eat shit, and then you get up and you try it again. That it kind of had that feel, and I liked that. And it was in black and white. I don't know why, but Darby Allin promos in black and white, to me, just it seems to work.
Yeah, and he writes all of his shit. He writes his shit, and I think he directs his own shit. Like, he sends that to AEW.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he's talked about Unrestricted and some other interviews he's done.
I haven't gotten to watch that yet. I haven't gotten to watch that one yet.
But yeah, the black and white aesthetic was really cool. It's different. It kind of separates it from the rest of the palette we had that night. And then Baker, man, just killing it, man. The DM, Britt Baker just killing it, And she's gonna be out for a while, but this is smart because she might not necessarily have to be on TV every week because of the injury she has. It could be like 6 to 9 months. So the Big Swole stuff is cool for now, but it just depends on the timeline.
They're saying 3 to 4.
3 to 4 months or weeks?
Months. They said
that's a long time.
It's basically a couple of pulled tendons in her leg and a broken kneecap.
Yeah, personally, I think if it's going to be that long, you got to have Big Swole do other stuff and then come back to that. My personal opinion, I will have like Britt doing like a vignette, maybe every other week, maybe 2 a month, until she comes back. Because It's just going to be a long time.
She's there though. I like the fact she's there and she's still got her Rolls Royce. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, just got to see how long they could push it for, until they run out of material for her to dialogue.
Yeah, it could definitely
build up for. Yeah, if they're just going to build up to a match with Big Swole, that's not even for like a title or anything. So it's just.
I think it could be. I still think it could be a hell of a match, though, and I will bet money right now that Britt Baker wins that. Jacob, did you get to check those out?
I did. Yeah, I loved the Darby Allin promo. I kind of want to see him be like an unlockable character when they remaster Tony Hawk's Pro Skater now. Like that would be great.
That would be
dope. I would buy the game day one.
Fuck yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. That's an awesome idea.
Tony Hawk, Tony Khan, Darby Allin. You heard it right here. We think that Darby Allin should be an unlockable character in the game, or at least the skins to make him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And yeah, Britt Baker is just gold right now.
Oh yeah, she is. She's on fire. I love that visual of where she was wrestling Sheeta and she gets that broken nose and the blood just pours. And she still just got that big old sadistic grin and is just going nuts. I love it. Yeah. They've really found something because they tried to make her the face and it didn't work. She went heel and it just, she's firing on all cylinders. And I think if we see Adam Cole, side note, if we ever see Adam Cole in AEW, it'll be because of her. Yeah. All right, let's jump into the next match. We had the best friends with the world's most dangerous man, Orange Cassidy, and Pride and Powerful and Jake Hager. This match, hold up. Give it too sweet to the man that's late, but that's all right, brother. JB3, what's up, homie?
Oh man! Oh, woo! What a time for wrestling and my life, man. I just got my children to sleep. I finished watching all the wrestling today.
Right on. And, so right now if you want to quickly catch up, what did you think of FTR and Butcher and the Blade? Just real quick.
I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed the match. I was a little I'm intrigued because I can't figure out what FTR is right now. I can't figure out if they're a heel group like we normally see them versus the whole babyface thing that they played in the match because they did the whole hot tag and everything. I
think they could be in between. They could just be kind of tweeners right now.
Right. So I'm just kind of interested. I'm intrigued to see what they have to offer when it comes to that. So yeah, I enjoyed the match. It was a great match. They're seriously such a good tag team. It's exciting to have them there. They're gonna school. I don't know if anybody listened to their interview. Or not. I don't know if anybody heard the Cornette interview, but yeah, I
haven't yet.
Yeah, so it's a good listen. There's a lot. But yeah, I want to see them wrestle a lot of teams. So it's exciting. They did great.
And then what did you think of Sheeta and Chris Statlander with Nyla and Penelope Ford?
Penelope Ford.
That's basically where we just finished.
At first I was annoyed because it was basically the same match we just seen minus Britt instead of, it's like Penelope replaced Britt. However, Penelope Ford is like really good. Like, I feel like that match showed off her skills a lot more than others. Nyla was Nyla. Chris Statlander was Chris Statlander. Sheeta was Sheeta. But yeah, Penelope, man. Penelope was the star.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think we're gonna see Penelope versus Sheeta probably at Fyter Fest.
Yeah. I mean,
so all right. So now we're jumping into Best Friends and Orange Cassidy and Pride and Powerful and Jake Hager. Brother, since you just jumped in, lead us off. What'd you think?
Well,
Oh, yeah. When he starts off with that, there's a hot take coming in. Watch out.
It was funny because it made it. I liked it, and I'll tell you three main reasons I really liked it. The first one might not have anything to do with. It's just something that AEW has been doing a little bit better, and that's like consistency with their storytelling. Last week they were like Jericho's going to be on commentary. Jericho was on commentary. Obviously, it was all a setup for him to be on commentary for that match. The match itself, I mean, it was fine. I liked it. Orange Cassidy he's freshly squeezed. What else can you say? Pairing him with someone like Jericho, especially with the end of match shenanigans, there's just going to be this off the wall creativity, like bouncing back and forth. You could tell because like all the things that Orange has done, it's been fun. But man, like no one has put chemistry on it like that. No one has put poetry on it like Chris Jericho has. And that shot with Floyd was it was better than any sledgehammer shot I've ever seen from Triple H. Let's just say that.
He's not afraid to cut himself open. You gotta go there too. He's not afraid to cut himself open.
Shivani was like, he's bleeding from the ear.
Well, no, Jericho cracked me up. He even called him, look, he's been juiced. Like, you could, as a wrestling fan, I'm like, he just called him out. But, you're not supposed to know that. If I like the fact that 2 weeks ago on Being the Elite, Matt Hardy actually talked about that, which is funny. I kind of found that. So, okay, Jacob, what do you think of this?
I anything with Orange Cassidy is probably my favorite thing in AEW right now, and this was different than most Orange Cassidy. The match not so much, but the end of the match. Most people would find, hitting someone with a bag of oranges, corny and cheesy, but with Jericho it works. Like that's what Jericho's gonna do. He's gonna hit somebody named Orange Cassidy with a bag full of oranges and make orange juice puns, and it works. And so I'm loving the chemistry between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. I think when eventually they meet one-on-one, the match is going to be fantastic. I think we're going to see Orange Cassidy pull some stuff out that we haven't seen yet.
Haven, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Jacob, man. I think when they do finally square off, I think Orange Cassidy is probably going to pull out a couple of new moves that we haven't seen him do yet, or we haven't seen him do yet.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. We haven't seen him done yet.
You're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
English.
Yeah, but that was the cool thing about this episode was that Jericho's on commentary from the beginning, so that was cool until this match. And then after this match, he wasn't on commentary no more because, he did what he had to do. Chris Jericho does a great job hyping everybody up, the good guys and the bad guy. He gets props all around. So it was cool hearing him during this match, especially. Orange Cassidy was able to get his shit in. He got the hot tag. He was wrecking shop on Hager, on Pride and Powerful. The Best Friends, and it is what it is with them. I was surprised. He got the nice roll up. Pin on was it Ortiz?
I think it was Hager. Yeah. Hold on.
No, it was.
Hold on.
It was. He was right.
It was Ortiz. No, it wasn't Hager. Hager was out the ring.
Yeah, you're right.
Out the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Ortiz.
And I like how they always talk their shit while they're wrestling. So they they know where the camera is. They don't have to be looking around for it. And they both were saying the best. So and at the very end, Jericho just killed me right now, man. Like that dude just like that dude to me, man. I have so much respect for Jericho right now. Like I have more respect for him than any other wrestler right now because he just elevated the game. Um, he's not the tallest, he's not the tallest guy. He's the most, he has the moves, no doubt. But this dude just turned into the GOAT, man. Like we're watching the guy go from cruiserweight title contention WCW to being this legend right now. And him, when he got up, he's like, oh wait, what? He gets up and he's running down the ring. He got the bat. It was just funny as shit, And it ran a little long to me, because like the beginning match, we had that melee at the end that lasted a couple minutes. And this match, we had a melee at the end after the match, So I'm kind of like, all right, this is gonna happen every fucking match. They do this a lot. Because I think there's another match we're gonna talk about later that same shit. People. So it's like that to me is getting tiresome. But the orange is coming out and they're they nail it. Oh, the 20-pound bag of oranges. And shit.
They were selling that. Like, I want to point that out. They were fucking selling that.
Yeah. I mean, Jacksonville's in Florida. They should have just put an ad up, right there on the side. Pulled up an ad for like Florida oranges or some shit, like sponsored. That would have been funny. But yeah, it was, hitting them with the bats was really cool visual. Jericho hit everybody with the bat. And then the orange bag kind of threw me off. The first time I was like, okay. And then a couple other times I was like, all right, kind of going dragging, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I do want to get they all knew it was coming, but Tony and Excalibur and JR sold it when he got up to run at them. It's like you knew it was coming. Like this match was just literally to set up Jericho and Orange Cassidy down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked. And what I thought was funny is that Best Friends weren't even really in the match. Like they were gone from basically the get-go. Like they were there for it, but it was to get Orange Cassidy over and have the Inner Circle beat the shit out of him. And it worked.
Yeah,
like that was
serious heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next then we had MJF pick a fight with Billy Gunn and the Gun Club. Okay, I thought I thought they were going to set up a match between Austin and MJF, but instead it's Billy, which he's going to squash Billy. And okay,
yeah.
Like, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, me neither. It's like Billy Gunn was never a top guy in my eyes, and and a lot of these AEW wrestlers are small. Like I thought it was going to be his son, because that's why you have his son there wrestling.
Or Wardlow. Or Billy Gunn.
That's what I thought. Maybe it was going to be a tag team match. I thought they were going to maybe do some. They had both of the guys there. I thought maybe they'd go in a tag team match, to help each other. But if it's just going to be MJF versus Billy Gunn, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This dude's like a foot taller than you, and you're supposed to be like this major heel. But this guy's bigger than you, taller than you, more muscular than you, and it just didn't look. The aesthetics of it, I didn't care for. Like Billy Gunn just, like I know wrestling is different now than it was back in the day, but Billy Gunn is a big fucking dude. He's like legit 6'3", 6'4", maybe.
He's still young. Like let's be real, he's still man.
He's still young. Oh yeah, he's jacked as fuck. But I thought if they were gonna have him versus Wardlow, that would have been a better.
That would be dope as hell.
And I thought MJF would have beat the shit out of his son. But for them to have this one, I hope it's just next week where they just have a fight and MJF beats him. But other than that, I didn't really care for it.
Okay, I'm gonna fantasy book that match. They're gonna come out. They're gonna do some hip tossing and shit. Billy Gunn's going to knock MJF into the ropes or whatever. He's going to reach out. Wardlow's going to put the ring on him. He's going to clock him 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right. Next was this match has
there's two guys going to talk about it.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking forward to talking about the next match. My bad.
I've never been the biggest fan of Billy Gunn, but I'm a huge fan of MJF right now. So, it is what it is. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, if it's a pay-per-view match, it's a buy-in match, I think, with Billy Gunn. I don't think it's a main card as much as I like MJF.
It's next week on Dynamite. They've already shown a.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, this is one I want to talk about because there are 3 storylines that come out of this: Sammy Guevara and Boom Boom Colt Cabana.
Boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom.
I love his intro. Caleb gets down to his intro. Like, all right, so this started last week. As the same as this week, Colt Cabana goes for that reverse or backwards Chicago skyline and trips. That happens. The match itself was great. I mean, it was great back and forth. It showed Sammy Guevara as being this kid. I give him 2 or 3 years. He's going to have gold. And they've got Jericho building him up. I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's talk about the match, and then we'll go off about it. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. It showed that both guys have got talent. I like the fact that Sammy won because Colt Cabana slipped again, and he hit him with that. I want to call it a go to sleep, but I know that's not what he calls it. But it's basically the same thing.
Did they call it the GTH?
Yeah, there you go. It's go to hell. Thank you. That's right. I fucking loved it. I thought it was a great match. It was a great TV match.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was great. One of the biggest reasons it was amazing to me is just because Sammy. I think if there's anybody in AEW who is like going to be the top star in 5 years. I mean, we talk about Jungle Boy, we talk about MJF, that's fine, but Sammy Guevara, that dude is going to be a star. He is being groomed perfectly. Not only is he having these matches, but everything in the inner circle. I mean, and then did you see the tease?
Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
Get to the tease because the tease was good.
All right, Haven, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was a good TV match. Colt Cabana knows how to wrestle. You know, nobody's gonna ever say he can't. You know,
he's great.
His path, you know, and I was glad Sammy got the W. You know, because the last couple of times Sammy's the one that ate East pins. You know, so I was glad that Sammy got the W. And I know you want to set it off with all the other shit, so I'll let Jacob go before we get to the end, the aftermath of the consequences.
Oh, good match. Yeah, like you guys all said, it was a good TV match. I really enjoy the trajectory of Sammy Guevara right now. I think, like you guys all said, he's going to be a star. I personally could see him as the TNT champ within 6 months. I think he could definitely win the title off of Cody. Give Cody a good run, establish the title, and then I could see Sammy take it off him. I think he's got a bright future. And yeah, Colt Cabana. I don't think I've seen a bad match from him yet, whether it was on Dynamite or Dark. He has his style and he does it well.
Now, hit us with the tease, Haven. I know you want to say it.
Well, no, because the Dark Order comes out. You know, that's what you want to talk about is the Dark Order, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about with Sammy. Okay, let's start with that.
That's what I'm saying. The first things first was the Dark Order, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You're right. It was Dark Order. Then you're right. My bad. I got these mixed up. What the hell?
Yeah, that's how you're the host, bro. You know, I know we talk about the Sammy stuff, but I know there's. You know, we had right after the match, we had the other shit go on. You know?
I thought it was backwards. My bad. So the Dark Order comes out. Literally, the Dark Order's music hits, and then all of the Dark Order. Like, it just, you know, even 10 was there with his broken arm. He kind of had Brody Lee's like hood and like I don't even know what to fucking call it, cape. and then the rest of the Dark Order and Stu Grayson and Evil Uno were there. And then Mr. Brody Lee walks out like a boss. Like he just walks out. Everybody's lined up, and he walks out and just picks up Colt Cabana because they started teasing this last week, and I love the fact that they rolled this over, and then he walks to the tunnel. You've got, if you notice, the heels come out of the left and the faces come out of the right.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. And I kind of like it, it's it's not something you normally see, and then he goes down the tunnel with the Dark Order. I'm like, I personally was like, he's going to join the Dark Order. I didn't expect that. And I like that. It's a swerve in his character, which I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to touch it on being the Elite next week. I think joining the Dark Order would do good for him. I'd like to see what heel version of Colt Cabana looks like.
I'd like to see it like slowly build to a heel Colt Cabana. I'd like to see some just like backstage segments or just vignettes or whatever. I think the comedy he can interject would be kind of nice, and then just kind of have him slowly go, heel and just dark. I think, yeah.
What if he?
When I first heard, I wasn't sure. I think
sorry.
it could work.
I'm so sorry. What if he? What if he stayed good and he just kept trying to be super positive to everybody in the Dark Order, and then they got annoyed?
Would he wear a mask? Do you think they would put a mask on Colt Cabana? Because he's a big boy. He's a chunky boy. Like,
I mean, they could. I mean, if they go that way, it don't matter.
Well,
People already know what the face looks like. So,
well, we know what Five's face looks like too. And 10.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they give him a match, it's fine. It's only for storyline. So, but no, I'm gonna talk my shit because I was just thinking about it, man. It would be cool if when the Dark Order came out, they had the Dark Order music, but then it cuts to I'm a boss, and then Brody Lee comes out, and you just hear that Rick Ross like I'm a boss. I'm a boss, like Brody Lee comes out to that shit. But yeah, I honestly think this storyline might go a different route. I think if they go back in the past, even though both of these sides aren't as big as the two, I'm gonna compare them to. But I think if they go back in the past and do maybe a DDP NWO thing, where Colt Cabana keeps refusing them and keeps like fucking with them, because everybody else, every major good guy is like in another storyline. Like the Dark Order ain't really doing shit right now. They're not fighting for the tag team titles. None of their teams are. They're not in the heavyweight title picture anymore. They're not in the TNT title picture.
Tell them.
So it's like, so they can have Colt like do that type of shit. Maybe they'll have a match somewhere down the line, at a pay-per-view. They could do like a 5-on-5. Colt gets the team and they fight the Dark Order, because I don't see him joining it, but if they do the DDP route, especially when they start getting more and more crowds, like they could keep this going on for a little bit, because it's not in a rush. Next pay-per-view ain't like, in 2 weeks. So, maybe he'll just turn on, them and always like kind of spoil their shit for them. And, 'cause that's what I see with that storyline. That's just me though.
Could be. It's an interesting point.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
Man, tell him how it is though, man. I'm still he mentioned it, Haven. It pissed me off, man. How don't the Dark Order have a tag team title shot, man? They're ranked number 1.
Not anymore. They're
right there. They were there. They were
right before they had to go home. Yeah, they were right there before they had to go home in a lockdown. Now they're back and they got, that's what they, I don't want to keep it up, but
I think
they got so many teams now that they got to figure out the direction of these rankings, man. Because the rankings to me sometimes a little off.
It doesn't work.
It smells a little fishy where you're like, nah, girl, you ain't come over with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
It's true though. Like some of the ranking, I don't like the fact that like you have teams like the Natural Nightmares that go on a run in dark, and they've gone like 4 straight. And most people don't know it and then bitch about it. It's like, okay, with AEW, you basically got to watch everything they put out. Dark, being the Elite, and Dynamite. You know, you have to keep up with their shit to keep all these storylines straight. Just like Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon. You know, you see them going backstage about, you know, them getting in each other's faces about being losers, and you don't watch Being the Elite, you don't fucking keep up.
Yep.
So my favorite thing about Dark, it was like a couple weeks ago they were on. I actually really enjoyed that.
Which yeah. And just like that, the one, hold on, what's next? Yeah, okay, it's not what I thought it was. So now, Haven, hit us with your Sammy Guevara little nod.
Oh, with the mat, yeah.
Hit it, brother. I know you want to talk about that.
Well, no, Jacob hasn't even gone yet. I'll let him go first. I don't want to hog the spotlight. Go ahead, Jacob. Talk your shit.
Talk some
about
shit.
About Colt Cabana and the Dark Order.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he didn't even talk about that. Yeah, and then talk about
I did.
Oh,
I mentioned I mentioned that if he, you know, joins and is going heel, I'd like it to be slow and maybe insert some comedy. Just kind of, I haven't been the biggest fan of the Dark Order, but I think Colt Cabana could liven it up a little bit and make it like I won't say I'm not a fan of the Dark Order. It's just it feels like something that's been done before. And so I'd like to see a new like twist on it. So I think Colt Cabana is going to make this interesting, and I think I'm looking forward to where they go with it.
I feel that. I hope this storyline continues. I hope they don't just like, if he is going to join, I hope it's just not like that. You know, it slowly builds up to it. That's just me.
All right, if they're not going to talk this shit, I will. Sammy and Matt Hardy is intriguing as shit. I don't know what Matt Hardy's doing. This is the only Inner Circle member that's kind of like, I don't know, you know, his facial expressions. Maybe he's getting some doubt, but I think it's a little too soon for Sammy to like leave the group, because I think the Inner Circle is killing it. And if, you know, I think he still needs to be a heel and like, you know, maybe win a title somewhere down the line before he turns face, because he's just cocky, man. He's too cocky, man, especially with the moniker the Spanish God. Like, I don't know what Matt's trying to do, but I think whatever Matt's doing, it might piss Chris Jericho off. And I don't want to see it, but I can see it playing out where they're all in the ring, and then, you know, they turn on Sammy and they jump him, you know, and then the crowd gets sad, crying, you know, children, you know, or, you know, turning their faces away, you know, hugging their mom so they don't have to see the destruction that Inner Circle does to Sammy Guevara. But, you know, I don't want that to happen yet, man. He's just too cool as a heel, you know, for him to go face right now. So I don't know. You know, Damascus, he's a tricky son of a bitch, man. That's a trickster god, I believe. So I don't know, man. Sammy, you know, he needs to just go behind Jake Hager and Jericho and be like, hey, man, keep Matt away, because, you know, I ain't down with that, because I don't know where it's going, you know, because we see Matt Hardy later on tonight, too. So there's a lot of seeds, which is really cool. But you don't get that.
What?
We do see Matt Hardy a lot tonight.
No, I was just going to add on to what you said, Haven, because they got a prime example for what you said. I hope they don't do it, because all they got to do is go back 2005 and look at Evolution and look what they did to Randy Orton and just stop. Don't do it.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that face turn that right there. That shit didn't work.
I like the tease. I like the tease. I just don't want them to do it, like, you know, and then take time, like maybe even a year. But I like the tease and the facial expression that Sammy gave. Like you said, that was all that we needed. Just that one facial expression that was like, huh, maybe, and then that's it. Because then it lets you know that it's on his mind, and then that's all we need to know. Hopefully, they leave it there for a while.
And then Matt Hardy, you got to give Matt Hardy credit for this whole thing, because we saw 3 different characters in Matt Hardy and they snapped. and you could see Damascus trying to take over. He went from version 1 to, and then down to Broken Matt. It was great, and just the whole thing from Sammy kind of going, we're cool, and then all of a sudden he's like, the fuck. Him running off like a heel. It was a great, it was great. And like you said, Matt Hardy was, and then we'll see him again later.
Who do you guys think has been better at reinventing themselves this late in their career, Jericho or Hardy?
Jericho, without a doubt.
I think what Hardy's been doing has been, it shouldn't work, and it does.
I think Jericho's been more consistent over the years with reinventing, but Hardy came back strong.
Yeah,
that's because Hardy went to WWE and then they fucking stalled him.
Yeah,
Jericho.
Because I have to wonder if when he was doing this character in Impact, it was great. Then he went back to WWE and they watered it down, for lack of better terms. I wonder if WWE gave him the reins like they did with Bray Wyatt, if he'd still be there.
Yeah, I think he would have. If they would have let him do his shit, he would have still been there because it's bigger money. But he don't need the money. He's been wrestling over 20 years. He's got bank.
He wants creative freedom. He's already admitted that. And he's definitely got it. He's I mean, hell, people cried almost when Vanguard 1, got smashed. And Matt laying in the ring holding Vanguard 1 was fucking heartbreaking. And it was a goddamn drone, Only Matt Hardy could pull that off. Like, this character could only pull that off. So, yep.
So, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see, because I like the 3 different versions of Matt Hardy, and I'm curious to see which one Sammy gravitates to more. And so yeah, this, and again, just like the Dark Order thing, I hope it's a slow build and just whatever their plan is, just slowly build to it and make it entertaining and make it good.
All right, this was one of my favorite backstage moments from AEW. Mox comes up, you see Mox pull up, the guy goes to interview him, and he basically tells him to fuck off, for lack of better terms. And he's like, you know what? I'm pissed. He thinks he's coming for this. Taz is talking shit. And then all of a sudden, Brian Cage comes out of fucking nowhere. And they have this ultimate brawl. And Mox picks up that pipe. Oof. It looked like he was close to actually hitting him with it. Could you imagine if Brian Cage didn't move fast enough? He'd have knocked him clean the fuck out. And yes, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Somebody else went through a windshield this week, and this one worked, in my opinion. The one we'll talk about later really didn't work for me. But this whole thing, they're building up Brian Cage to be this unstoppable force. I think Mox will beat him when we get to Fyter Fest and we discuss that. But I really like this segment. And we'll start with Jacob. Jacob, what do you think?
I thought it was good. I wasn't a fan of Brian Cage winning the title shot in his debut match, but I'm really looking forward to the match now. I think they're building it perfectly. I think Moxley and Taz on the mic I think the two of them can go back and forth all day, and I wouldn't get bored of it. And I think the match is going to be good. I think they're going to, tear the house down.
Brutality. I think this match is going to be brutal. We thought that Brody Lee and Mox was bad. I think this is going to get violent and bloody. Haven, my man, what'd you think of this little segment?
It was all right. I don't know who the new guy was that was doing the interview. I haven't seen him before, so I guess he must be a new guy that they have. Because I don't remember him ever being near on a Dynamite before, so I don't know who that was. Moxley, Moxley does his thing. He came out with cool, he has a cool walk coming outside, coming to the arena. Guys starts interviewing him. Brian Cage, Taz. Yeah, Taz talks his shit. I thought the interaction was pretty good. I just don't hope they don't go the Murder Hawk route, because after he lost, we haven't seen him around. So, and Brody Lee kind of went from title picture to trying to recruit Colt Cabana. So we got to be careful. They got to really be careful what they do with these guys that they bring in as monsters. And then, they haven't done shit with them after they lose. So I don't know. We got to see what's up, man. We got to see what's up.
Man, you said it, bro. Because they're gonna start a track record of bringing people in and then burying them, and it ain't really burying them because they're having good matches and it's the top guy that they're losing to. But still, like, you're putting them in title matches right away. Like, you didn't have to do that with Brian Cage. You could have done something else. It could have been somebody else. However, the promo was great for me. Not just because it was a good promo, but because I don't know, it got a little sympathetic, got a little empathy for Dean, aka John, just because when he was Dean Ambrose, and when he was Dean Ambrose and he was cutting them promos, you could just tell he had a chain on. He was scripted. He hated it. It's like, come on, like, especially towards the end, you could tell how stupid he thought everything was. And now when he's speaking into the microphone, you look at him talking, and it's him. It's his own stuff. He's doing his job. He's being a pro wrestler. He's happy. And it's funny because he said he's in a pissed off mood, but he's really so free to do what he wants to do.
That is a good word. Free is a great word.
Yeah.
Like when he had that run with Seth, and like everybody had like some virus and shit, and he took the shot to the ass, and you could just tell it was like, I'm counting the days.
Yeah.
And then at Double or Nothing, his music hit, and then even before that in New Japan. But when his music hit, you could just tell it's him. All right. So we all dug it pretty much. Mm-hmm. All right. What else? All right. And then our main event, Cody Rhodes, our TNT champion, and Mark Quinn. This match was better than it should have been. Like, I know that's weird, but this match was better than it should have been, because Mark Quinn, when he's tagging with Private Party, you could tell he's green. You could see the green in him. But bring him on, I guess. I think Cody's going heel eventually.
I said it.
I know. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you said that, what, 2 weeks ago?
Probably a month and a half ago. But I don't know, man. If he is, it looks like it's gonna be slow. But man, that match was surprisingly good. Now, I know there's gonna be a good match. I think I see where they're kind of going with this, like, heel turn or not. I think they might be doing this whole Okada 2016 thing, 2017, where he's gonna continuously defend the title, and he's gonna keep defending it successfully, but his body is just gonna get beat down, and then one day he's just gonna get fucked by somebody. I don't know. It should be Jungle Boy. It's probably gonna be MJF. I mean,
Darby Allin would be a nice choice too.
Actually, scratch that. It definitely should be Darby Allin. I forgot about him. That's the one.
Give Sammy Guevara. That's I'll let you finish.
Sammy. I could dig Sammy.
All those choices are great choices. Their mid card. That's one thing I like about AEW. Their mid card is fucking on point. Like in WWE, when they have their mid card matches, it's like, okay, whatever. But AEW, their mid card is on point. Like their mid card right now, give them 5 years, is going to be their main eventers.
All I'm saying is Cody better defend that fucking belt next week, because he said he was going to defend it every week. And then I bet he will.
I bet he will. They haven't said who it's going to be yet, though. That could be how they bring in new people too.
Well, maybe Jacob can talk about bring up how the end of this match went, because they started that WWE bullshit. And
Oh man, what was it? The third brawl of the night,
Yeah.
fourth brawl at the end of the. Yeah. No, I thought the match was good. I wasn't the biggest fan of like the end of it because we've seen, 2 brawls already, and it's like, okay, let's end the show like this for what, the 12th time. They end so many shows with a brawl, and it's like, come on, let's do something different. I do like the fact that we're gonna see Cody and Jake Hager. I do like the matchup, but we could have set it up a different way. We didn't need another brawl. I think they overdo that.
Yeah.
Now we set the match for a month from now.
Yeah, that's all. I thought, I ain't gonna lie, this match was really surprising, for Quinn, because I believe it was 2 weeks ago when they made their return. They had that tag team match. And we all agreed that they seemed like they were rusty, like from not competing. Private Party seemed like they were a step behind. So for him to go solo in this match, which I don't understand the logic of how he got chosen, or anything, he just comes out and he's fighting for the title. They could have had at least a little interview with him and his partner, talking about it, getting him hyped for the match. But it is what it is. But yeah, the match was good. Yeah, Cody won. And then it's just out of nowhere, it's like the Inner Circle comes out and it's like, why y'all beefing with Cody? Like, he wasn't even in the match. He wasn't even in the Stadium Stampede match. He's the only one from the Elite, that wasn't in that match. You guys come out for him, and then I even forget who the other 2 guys that come out to help with the save. Was it Dustin and QT Marshall? Who the hell came out for the save to even the numbers? I forget who the hell the other 2 guys were.
What are we talking about now?
Well, the end made, because when Inner Circle came out, we had other guys come out to help Cody in that. So it was kind of like a 4-on-4. So I think
it was Best Friends and somebody else. I think it was Best Friends.
Oh yeah, that's what I was like. It threw me off because I'm like, what? This shit don't even make sense. They don't fucking gel together. It's like,
I think it would have made more sense if the Elite would have came out.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's like you had half of the tag team guy, Quinn. He loses his match. I guess if they're after Cody, but then you have this all other people come out instead of Cody's family or the Elite come out to like help. And then the whole thing was like, if it was just Jake to make Jake Hager want a match, he should have came out solo and beat the shit out of Cody. To end it. They didn't need fucking 8 people in the ring just for Cody to get on the mic at the end and be like, oh, I know what you want. You get a match at Fyter Fest. It's like, how you're gonna have the title then when you fucking defend it every week, bro? It's like,
which means Cody's gonna hold the title through Fyter Fest.
Yeah, the ending kind of took me out. I was kind of like, oh man, they didn't have to. Like Jacob said, this, we've been saying this was like the 4th fucking brawl at the end of the match. So it's like you don't need that shit every week constantly with so many. Like 1 a week is cool. 3, that's extra, man, especially for 2 hours. It's not like Raw 3-hour show. The end just was like, whatever. The match was good, but the end didn't do anything for me.
Yo, it was the Best Friends. It was because of Orange Cassidy. That's why. I remember now.
Yeah. Wait, you know what I didn't? The brawls in AEW are kind of going back to the surprise roll-ups in WWE. They're just happening too frequently.
So yeah, if I have one complaint about AEW, it's the overuse of brawls.
Yeah. Now let's use that surprise roll up into a transition into WWE. Oh, I know that one fell about 4. That one landed about 10 yards from the goal line. Oh, you see, there's a Stadium Stampede joke. Oh,
that'll push the games.
So, I guess we'll talk about In Your House because that was the other real big thing that's happened in WWE. We'll jump in. I do want to talk about NXT, though, the aftermath after we get through this. So we had the faces is Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox defeated Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Rodriguez. It was a good match. You know, it was a good opening match. The women had, you know, it was a good match.
Yeah,
good match.
it's a good match.
Decent opener.
All right. Yeah, it got the yes, I know. I'm gonna say this. I know they're WWE stars, you know, whatever. They're told to get hyped.
Hold on, hey, excuse me, Matt. I'm sorry. Could you go back and redo that? Their performance center recruits, please.
I'm so glad somebody took that one. I laid that out, and I was hoping somebody was gonna take that.
No, yeah.
My man. That was. I lined it up. I was hoping somebody was going to take a swing at that. All right, let's talk about that real quick. That shit's funny. Like I feel bad for MVP and the recruits. Like he's calling them NXT stars because if you look, there's actual NXT superstars in the audience. So that's like a big fuck you to them.
Man.
Like, okay. But back to that match though, it hyped up the crowd. It seemed like, you know, it kind of brought up the energy. This one I'm kind of surprised in because this is one of the ones I got wrong. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, in my opinion, was match of the night. Like, this was banging. They both look good. I don't think Damian Priest lost anything in the loss. Haven,
No,
what'd you think? Oh, Jacob, go ahead, homie.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you about the comment on Damian Priest. I don't think he lost anything. I think this is my favorite match of his so far in NXT. I think I really like Finn Balor's character and where he's been and where he's going right now, but I think Damian Priest was the one who really proved something that night. Like he could be a major player in NXT.
That spot he took on his back with the ring stairs. Oh, fuck. So, JB3, since you decided to rejoin us, what did you think of Balor and Damian Priest?
Yes, I apologize for the frequent video cutouts. I'm not leaving. I'm still listening.
Okay. So what did you think?
What did I think? I think that it was fine.
Damn.
I think what it accomplished, we'll talk about it more when we go into NXT.
Okay.
The match itself was great and everything, and they're putting Finn Balor like up on a pedestal right now. He doesn't lose often. I think his only loss besides Cameron Grimes is like Adam Cole. But I'm pretty sure it's a face turn for the old Damian Priest. And I don't understand it in a way, and I don't know if they're actually going to go through with it, but it was a good match. They're both great. Mm-hmm. I like to see Damian Priest better when he faces people more his size, just because of his ability. Like during his matches with Keith Lee or Dijakovic, I just think it's a better chemistry. But
yeah. I feel
it was a great match.
Haven?
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck my shit because it was a good match, you know. But
shit, here it comes.
It's one of those where it's scratching my head because, you know, none of us, you know, like Matt, you said this was the match of the night. You know, all three of us, the rest of us, all three of us, were probably like, yeah, this was a really good match. But then we're dumbfounded at like the decision. You know, Finn Balor, I mean, I guess he needed to win this, but like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing in NXT. Like, this don't make no sense, man. Like, they have too many people there. And Damian Priest ain't winning no fucking title, you know, anytime soon with all these other characters in NXT. That dude is already older. He's gonna get I mean, he might win a title in 2 years, maybe, or some shit. But it's like you got Dexter Lumis that they brought in. He's filling the void. You got Killer Cross. You still got Ciampa. You got all these fucking people. So where is this guy going to be shuffled in at? And Finn Balor, like especially with the way the main roster is, the money he makes, they should have been like, yo, he's down there for like get him a match, at one of their pay-per-views, bring him back up because the main roster could really use him right now, since that shit's just unbearable to watch most times, especially since he's a star. Like that dude, it just don't make no fucking sense. Because he's getting paid millions of dollars to be in WWE. He ain't fucking getting that $250,000 a year, coming from like, some indie wrestling and shit. That dude was big time in New Japan. And
he founded Bullet Club.
Yeah, I'm like, this dude, like he had a deal with Versace over there. He was a male model for Versace while he's still a wrestler. Like that dude was fucking big time. So he's getting paid buku dollars for him to be like, I don't know, man. The match was good, but I just don't see where either of those guys are gonna go. To be honest.
Okay, let me fantasy book a little bit. Bear with me. He wanted.
I mean, why? You can't do it. Why?
Well, I think he's gonna take the North American title off of Keith Lee, and then Keith Lee is gonna move up to challenge Killer Cross, because we were talking about it off stream. I think Killer Cross is going to be the next NXT champ, and then we'll see Keith Lee take on Killer Cross. And
what
then
about Finn? What's Finn does for the rest of the year?
Finn's going to take the belt off of Keith Lee. Because on NXT, Finn did say he's got his sights set on that North American title. That's the only title he hasn't won in WWE, period. So that's my thought on it.
I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I agree with Haven though. Like, you know how normally people go from a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a big ocean or whatever? Seems like Finn Balor did the opposite. He was a small fish in a big sea, and he then went and turned into the big fish in a small pond again. He's just there. Like, I'm a bigger star than everybody. Like, and he's winning all the matches, but he lost to Adam Cole. Adam Cole was on his big run. Like he said, there's so many people. What are you gonna do? Like, well,
I think he's on his way out. I think he's on his way out.
Like Keith Lee, if he could beat Keith Lee, that's fine. Are we ever gonna see the Demon again?
Maybe that's when he brings the Demon.
Or maybe
probably not gonna see the Demon until live shows happen again.
Maybe he can bring the Demon when he tries to take the belt away from Karrion Kross. That's when he should the Demon.
There you go.
That's when to bring the Demon.
All right, so we all like this match. Nevertheless, we all like this match. I liked it because I think it was the best thing on the card, personally. But that's not saying a whole lot. This was a glorified house show.
That's called In Your House.
Sure. So we had speaking of Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano. This was, what? JB3, what'd you think of these guys?
I would have so loved to see them wrestle in a regular match with a crowd.
Where Johnny could get heat.
I'm not gonna hate on it too much because I get what they're doing with Johnny Gargano and Candice. Like, he's becoming okay, so he can't be a powerful heel. You got Adam Cole, the dominant heel champion. You got Cross, the hardcore, crazy hardcore heel, which who knows about that now. You got like Ciampa, which is his mirror. He was a hardcore daddy's home, but when he was a heel, he wasn't a squirmy little You know, so they're Johnny's being the squirmy heel. He's being the I want to run away and
The
squirm.
Seth Rollins kind of heel.
Yeah. So it's crazy because you've seen him in such great performances, but now he's doing this and he's doing fine, but it's kind of off. It don't really feel right. And as far as Keith Lee goes, I mean, I think he's another one that's like, I mean, how much longer is he going to be in NXT? When is he going to go to Raw or SmackDown?
I think he's going to be champ first.
I mean, yeah.
I think if he was going to get a call up, he should have gotten it after Survivor Series when, you know, he almost pinned Roman. Like if his music would have popped, let's say Raw the next night or even SmackDown that next week, he'd have gotten this massive pop because
you ain't wrong.
My man. Jacob's upset because Keith Lee didn't rip Gargano in half. I thought Gargano had him when he whipped out those keys and stuck it in Keith Lee's eye. I honestly thought he was going to take it. And then that would have been him, you know, being able to open up to move to Cole.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so confusing.
Like they're trying to. Okay, what do you guys think of this? Does he kind of remind you of the character that kind of William Regal was? You know, early 2000s, the kind of sneaky heel, kind of. You know, I got shit in my trunks, and I'm gonna hit you with it.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit more of a bitch, though.
Well, yeah, because William Regal would get in a throwdown fight. I do want to point out that camera that they had where it looked like it was like the Ring doorbell where they're fighting in front of the house and shit. I don't know why, but I just thought that was funny as hell.
It's oh my gosh.
It was funny. I thought it was funny.
I don't know. What did y'all think of the match? I can't get. It was off for me. What did y'all think?
Yeah, I thought, you know, the size difference. You know, we know Johnny could go, but it just the visual of it, like he's short as shit. The baby face looking. So if he's gonna be a heel now, he doesn't have the voice for it. It sucks that we didn't get the stuff. We didn't get the stuff that we got this Wednesday, which kind of showed a little more character in his heel work, like what we've seen this Wednesday. So we didn't get that at the pay-per-view. So the match and Keith Lee is just like 4 times the size of this guy, you know. So and you know, but yeah, you know, it was a fun match. You know, the outcome, Keith Lee retaining the title, I guess that works since, you know, Johnny just turned heel recently. So, yeah, it just, you know, some, like the you know, they did shit outside, you know, near the fucking house and all that stuff. And they had the Doc Hendricks poster, you know, where he looked at it and shit. It just, something just was off, you know, at the end. Keith Lee's power.
That's true.
You know,
Hitting him with that plexiglass was funny.
I guess. I mean, but now that they're going to use that for a while, that's going to happen every fucking show now. The plexiglass shit. I could have sworn we've seen that shit on Raw, didn't we? Somebody smashed through the plexiglass. So that's just going to be there now. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is for this match. It was.
What do you think, Jacob?
I loved this match. This was actually my favorite match of the night.
Oh, shit.
I thought, yeah, I didn't expect to see the same wrestling style from Johnny Gargano. You know, Takeover Johnny Gargano, because when, you know, on Takeover he really does take over, and more often than not he has the match of the night, in my opinion. I think it worked. The size difference, I was like, how are they going to do this? How is this going to work? And I think Johnny wrestled a heck of a match. against a guy like, more than twice his size. I liked all the heel moves from him. Props to Johnny for wrestling for 15 plus minutes with a key in his tights. That must have been uncomfortable. No, I thought it was great, and I thought how going after the fingers and just wrestling a different style than normal. It was awesome to see personally, and I loved the match. I predicted Gargano to win, but I'm glad I was wrong because I think Keith Lee is an amazing performer. He's probably the best big man on the entire roster, main roster, and NXT combined, in my opinion. And I'm excited to see where he goes from here. I want to see him on the main roster sooner than later. I want to see him against McIntyre and Lashley and all those big guys. I think he could get a good match out of him. And then even the smaller guys like Rollins and Black and AJ. I think this was match of the night for me, and I loved it.
Okay. So see, that's what I like about this. We all have different points of view, but we can all be civilized about it. I like that.
Well, no, I think the other two are wrong, but I'm just not going to say it right now.
Well, you know what I mean. All right. This one didn't work for me. Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream. Haven and I were talking about this off camera. They've done, including AEW, 6 cinematic matches so far. And in my opinion, this is the worst one of them all. It didn't work. The lighting didn't work. I don't know. Something felt clunky. I mean, like after the Stadium Stampede and even, the Boneyard match, that was a lot of punches and kicks, like Haven said off screen. I don't know. Like if we're gonna have a fight, a cinematic fight like this, I go back to Ciampa and Gargano from a couple of weeks ago. The one last bout, I think, is what they called it. But I don't know.
One final beat. No heart, no soul. Or all heart, no soul.
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know.
I'll jump in if nobody's going to talk. Yeah, I think this match, it was a letdown, for sure. If you're going to compare it to all the other matches we had, since WrestleMania, where we're having these kind of cinematic matches, this match could have used an outsider, a Hollywood stunt coordinator, to come in and, they tell them, hey, man, we got 12 minutes, whatever the fuck it is. Let's do some cool shit with this match. This match could have been the match of the night if they would have went a different route, but they didn't. So it just was lackluster shit because Velveteen Dream's offense is really for the ring and the ropes. Like he does a lot of his cool shit inside the ring, or like jumping over the ropes or clotheslining somebody through the ropes, or doing stuff like that. So there's all this outside shit, especially garage, parking lot, whatever the fuck it was at. It just wasn't there, because now he lost the title match. So now he's done with the title match. So this to me was flat, to be honest.
His Negan cosplay looked pretty dope though. When he got out with the bat, he looked pretty dope. And that yellow Lambo had my kid nuts. It worked for him.
Yeah, he always comes out wearing outfits.
Yeah, I wanted him to snap his fingers and the lights turn purple or something more Velveteen Dream-esque. But it just felt like two guys fighting.
I mean, if he would have came out with the trailer, like the RV, and they would have like smoke, and it would have been like tit for tat for the Walking Dead intro to Negan, and they play like little, music like, a little walking, and then they cut it, before they get sued. But it's like, he wears cool shit, but I mean, I'm not gonna fucking be flapping to a guy wearing cool shit. Like, it was cool, but the match was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Sorry, Jacob. Would you like to go before?
Go for it.
Word, bro. Nah, I won't be long because I did not like it either. I like Dexter Loomis.
That was cool. That set up another storyline.
Yeah, he because he's so different. But yeah, I think they tried to do a cinematic match when it shouldn't have been a cinematic match. I think that this match should have been like live, even if it was a backlot brawl and even if there was cars in a ring. Make it a live match, that type of a gimmick match where you can and I get it, no crowd, but you can hear the crowd, get the guys to make the noise or whatever. I think it would have been better then, but knowing it was taped and it was cinematic and it's like, okay, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. And for some reason, Velveteen Dream's return has just been off. It had like he lost something. Like it's not the same. I don't know what it is, but and it ain't nothing like skill wise. He does good ring work, but there's something missing with him. I don't know what it is.
That's true. I don't want to cut Jacob off, but yeah, I just want to jump on that. I think maybe because there was rumors of an allegation, maybe that kind of stopped his start because he's just been off. But go ahead.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. It's not something I'm going to go back and rewatch and be like, this was a good match. It was a fine match for me personally. I don't think it needed to be cinematic. I don't think it needed to be a backlot brawl. If you want to get Dexter Loomis and the other members of the Undisputed Era involved, Falls Count Anywhere, street fight. Let it start in the ring, and then you can get to the outside and still do that spot. And I think it'll work perfectly. I think I don't remember which one of you said it, but Velveteen Dream does his best work in the ring. So this match needed to be in the ring. None of the stuff outside the ring worked for me. Trying to open doors and get inside, no, that didn't work for me.
What's going on inside? It literally set up a fire hose spot or a fire extinguisher spot. That's all it was.
Yeah. No, and you can easily do that too, going under the ring, like trying to escape from Velveteen, go under the ring and grab something. I think they just wanted to be different. Try to do something different. It didn't work 100%. It probably worked like 60% for me. The Dexter Loomis spot was probably my favorite part of the match. And I love the fact that they kept that going on Twitter as well. I think that was awesome, as a side note. But,
I thought it was funny. He throws him in the trunk and just drives away.
Yeah. You could easily do that spot in a street fight or a Falls Count Anywhere where the action goes to the outside. And then they bring it back to the ring and finish the match.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just move on. Karrion Kross with Scarlett and Tommaso Ciampa. He ate Ciampa alive.
Boy, was I wrong about this match. Man, I thought it was going to be more competitive.
It was exactly what I said it was going to be. They were going to come in. He's going to eat Ciampa alive. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much how I feel about it.
Yeah, Kross looked good. I could definitely see him being Cole's next challenger.
We'll get there. I promise. Which I'm trying to speak through this.
We're gonna be here for 6 hours, then, man. We're gonna fucking.
That's pretty much the only thing about NXT before we quickly go through the 8 matches of Backlash and just say who we think we're gonna win.
This match was disappointing. That's a disrespect for Ciampa. He's way better wrestler than this, and it really is just a lack of caring for storylines because this fucker just got there and he literally just squashed the former champion. So what the fuck else are you gonna do with this guy? Like what, he's gonna come in and have 3-minute matches? God forbid, he actually has to lose somebody because then everybody's gonna be like, oh man, he's a scrubber. Oh man, they fucked him. Like, this shit was just, I don't know. This should have been this could have been a 20-minute 5-star match. Oh, homie left. Yeah, this match was just, it was disappointing. Yeah.
Okay.
I do think it
And
should have been
then-
longer.
Yeah, I agree with that. Then we got the triple threat between Charlotte, Io Shirai, and Rhea Ripley. I called this one wrong. I thought they were going to give it back to Rhea.
Me too.
I liked it. It was hard hitting. It was, you know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Wait, I don't think JB3 talked about the last
Cross
one.
and Ciampa. That's right. You know, he dropped out what we were talking about. What'd you think of Ciampa and Cross?
Trash. It's trash. It's fucking trash. It was absolute trash. I fucking hated it.
There you go.
Sorry I left. I had a family member call me. Okay,
You're good.
can we cut this off? I just want to say this now. You guys ever have family members that just straight video chat you out of nowhere? Like, come on, man. Like, can't you just text me, message me?
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Why
text
you
me
still
first
doing
and let me
it?
prepare myself.
Yeah, it jacked my whole volume up. I was like, I had to cut back. I'm good now. But yeah, I did not like that Ciampa match. It had nothing to do with me not liking Karrion Kross or Ciampa. It really bothers me to see him go out like that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
They could have done a 20-minute match where, you know, even if Cross, you know, kept the heat on him the whole time, make Ciampa, you know, make him fight for it a little bit. 20-minute match. They could have, you know, gone. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I
if
don't know. They're not doing enough for me with him.
Yeah, I could. If I just want to add one more thing, it's like when you do this to wrestlers, right? When you bring them in and shoot them to the moon, they get this fucking ego, you know. And just like Ryback, you know, Ryback had 32 wins, you know, and then shit changed. Then he got a loss, and he was never back to where he was, you know. And that's just one in the last like 6 years. And they've done this so much, you know, in multiple companies where it's like build these guys up, give them storylines, and do stuff with them. Don't just bring them in as a killer, and then you can't really go back and be like, oh, so now this motherfucker's having 20-minute matches, you know, putting out classics when you're not building these guys up like that. To where if he goes up to the main roster and, you know, Vince has a bad day, this motherfucker could go from dominating to being a jobber until his contract runs out, you know. So
Right. He'd be losing Dolph Ziggler on main event.
Oh, sorry, Ricochet. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. So yeah, then we had the main event: Io, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley. Like I said, I called this one wrong. I thought they were gonna give the title back to Rhea, and then have Io and Ripley have a feud, and then give it to her. Am I bummed out? Not at all. I like it. JB3 told me a couple days before that I was wrong. Io's going to take this. I mean, I'm happy I was wrong, and I loved the whole Stardom celebration feel at the end.
Heck yeah. It was a great match. This was my favorite match of the night. One of the reasons is because Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai together, man. Charlotte's fine, great, whatever. No, fuck Charlotte.
Fucking everywhere.
As much as she's as good as she is, and much I just fucking damn it, you know, like. But yeah, I want to see Rhea and Io like in a feud. I want to see them feud because, like, man, like the match was just great. I don't understand why I like that one, and I like how we all have like different favorite matches of that night. But like, I don't know. I just love Io Shirai. I love how good she is in the ring. That moonsault, by the way, it was half botched, but it still looked nasty because she like hit her in the back of the head with it. It was like gross.
Oh, no, it was bad. It was really bad. And then that spot off the top of the house was dope too.
Oh, yes.
Like I had a friend of mine tell me it looked like two soccer moms fighting on the front lawn of somebody's house. It worked perfectly. And then the camera pans back and you see Io on top of that house and she does that crossbody off the top of the.
I'm glad they didn't overuse that, like, you know, the set too much. That like they used it very, very wisely throughout the night, I think. And that spot was probably my favorite spot of the night. And yeah, this match was probably it was like right there with Gargano and Keith Lee for me. It was fantastic, and I'm like you, Matt. I was glad to be wrong on this one. I wasn't upset at all. I think this match has this and the opening match has just proven that the women's division in NXT is in good hands for quite a while. So
yep.
I can agree with that.
Hell yeah. You know, that's why that's why I love women's wrestling, because they're able to really get their shit in nowadays, you know. This match was great. You know, the one thing that I was kind of like, was Charlotte not taking the pin if she was losing. That didn't make any sense to me because,
same.
You know, I don't think, fuck is her name? I always get tongue tied on her name. Ripley. Yeah, Ripley. I don't think she should turn heel because she's just too charismatic as a face, you know. But I think it was great to see Io get the title, get the W, get the belt, you know. That's, you know, a mark on her legacy right there. The match was great. The spot that both you guys mentioned off the top of the of the garage, that shit was off the chain. It was a good match, you know. It's just and it's not Charlotte's fault, you know, that she just, you know, she had to fit it in shoes, man. And you know, and I know a lot of people are tired of her, but she's fucking good. Like, she's not like trash. Like, this chick could wrestle her ass off. She has unique moves. She's taller than most of the other women. You know, she's got some banging moves, you know, and that's why when she's in matches, it gets to the point where we don't really appreciate her stuff in the ring, you know. But the other two women were right there giving and taking, so all three of them went well. It just, you know, now that Charlotte's probably going to be off of NXT for a while, but she could have took the pin right there, you know. She could have like passed the torch right there and took the pin, but you know, I don't book there, so it is what it is. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. You know, I was surprised that this was the closer when I started getting into the pay-per-view and started realizing this was going to be the main event. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But yeah, to close out the show, I ain't mad at it, and I had a feel-good moment.
Yep. All right, so you know what? We're just going to bypass NXT. I just want to say real quick, though, after Adam Cole won, just Scarlett kind of, you know, the lights go out. She kind of slithers to the ring with the arrow glass. I really appreciate the visual aspect of it because it was a whole promo, and she didn't say two words.
Yeah,
I just like the visual of it because of Adam Cole looking up to the looking at the arrow glass, and almost looking nervous. I like that. That's all I really want to hit on.
Yeah, that was fine. I like it. I mean, besides the fact that it's like, oh, hey, here's a new guy, Saito suplex 5 times, title shot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he had eaten a few more people before they did it, but it is what it is.
Maybe he will. Maybe we gotta just see what happens. But I want to give a special shout out to Robert Stone.
Oh God, he looked. Yeah,
I like that. I did like that.
I think he took that NXT sign home with him.
I like that, Robert Stone. I liked him when he was in Impact. You know, I liked him as Robbie E in Impact. You know, and he actually won a couple tag team titles with his boy, Jesse Goddard. I forget what their team was called, but I like both of those guys. Those guys were impressing me. You Yeah, to see him as a manager is different, but yeah, that was a fun thing where she body slammed him on the trash can.
Yeah.
It looked like his head it looked like his head was a little low, I hope his neck's straight, but yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Because his ride or die is going up to the main roster. We say that though. I have to keep catching myself about that because they're saying NXT is, the third brand. So I have to keep catching myself on not calling it, the main roster.
It is the main roster. NXT is never going to be the fucking third. It's always going to be looked at as the fucking development.
Which is sad. Which is sad. They're having some of the best matches.
But it's still development because it's not Raw or SmackDown. NXT.
Oh, I know. But all right, let's jump into Backlash real quick. We've gone an hour and a half. Edge or Randy Orton? What is it? Greatest wrestling match of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Haven, who you got?
Randy Orton.
Jacob?
I think it's gonna be a short match. I think after their shitty ass WrestleMania fucking match that went like fucking 45 minutes, I think this match should be like. I think this match, especially with the hype for the title, greatest match ever, I would be happy as fuck if this match went like 2 minutes.
It's cinematic. It's cinematic. It's already in the can, and they've done multiple shots. And
how is it cinematic if it's a wrestling match? It's not like it's a no holds bar match.
They said they go for like 30 minutes too.
Oh,
I was reading it goes for like 30 minutes. I think Edge is gonna take this one.
Man.
Uh-oh.
This is the greatest show. This is the greatest show. Man.
Greatest choke match. Oh, I'm sorry.
People are saying that.
Oh, I know.
He's gonna like low blow him and RKO him and pin him real quick. 1, 2, 3. And it's like
that's what I'm hoping.
Ever.
They both get in the ring and hits him with an RKO and it's over. I'm tired of this feud. I like both. I love both of these wrestlers. They're both really talented. I'm done with this feud. Have Edge move on. Randy Orton can move on.
This is the greatest show.
Jacob, who you got winning, brother?
I got Edge. I think it's time for Edge to leave Orton behind and move on to some new faces that he hasn't faced before. Looking at you, Seth Rollins.
I was thinking he could move up to the United States title on Apollo Crews. Spoiler for later.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute, Jacob. You're onto something there, bud. You're onto something there, bud. Yeah. Seth Rollins. It has to be Seth Rollins.
I think that's the SummerSlam match.
Matty-G. It all makes sense. Seth Rollins tried to break his neck.
Yeah, there is history there.
Remember?
That's how the Authority came back.
Whoa, I like that.
He'd be like, "You tried to kill me. I'm gonna kill you."
And
Rollins would be like, with his glove.
The Monday Night Messiah. He could go after the Monday Night. He could align himself with Aleister Black, and yeah, I'd love to see that. That's a good one.
Yeah, because he has grit.
I am so burnt out on that shit. So JB3 units. Oh, that's right. You said Orton. All right, let's say fuck it. This hasn't been announced yet, but we're gonna have Otis and King Corbin. Otis has got to win.
Otis.
That's just what.
Otis and King Corbin.
It's supposed to be set up on the next match on SmackDown tomorrow.
King Corbin's got this.
Ooh.
How often do they have? I think they've done it in the past with Money in the Bank winners. Like they go on a little bit of a losing streak and then they build back up before they cash in. Yeah. I think King Corbin's got this.
I'm going Corbin also.
Okay. All right. Apollo Crews and Andrade for the United States title. I don't think Apollo Crews loses this.
I got Apollo.
Apollo. Because of a distraction by Angel Garza.
And then
times-
Extreme,
how many times
Extreme Rules. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a Extreme Rules match?
No. I was going to continue off why Jacob said. Jacob says that Apollo wins because of a distraction from Angel Garza, and then I was saying, and then because of that, we'll see at Extreme Rules, maybe an Extreme Rules match between Andrade and Angel Garza, which could be a 5-star match.
How many times Andrade has the belt? He already had that shit like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, I'm gonna go Apollo. He just won it. They're gonna probably
just dropped it to it.
They've been talking about pushing him, so yeah, it's gonna have to be Apollo.
All right. This is also going to be put in tomorrow. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Sheamus is going to come down to the ring, and he is going to spoiler for SmackDown tomorrow. By the way, he's going to come down to the ring. He's going to say, "I want to match with him." Demand a drug test. Jeff Hardy's going to fill the cup up, and then at the end of it, he's going to hit him with the cup of piss. I think Jeff Hardy wins it. Jeff Hardy's going to hit Sheamus with a cup of piss tomorrow night.
Is that what you're predicting right now?
No, this is I read this. This has already happened.
No.
Nice spoilers, asshole. You didn't even say spoiler warning.
I did say spoiler warning, by the way.
Man, you at least got to give a couple seconds after you say spoiler warning.
All right, I'm going Sheamus. I'm going to pick Sheamus. They're going to continue to feud, so I'm going Sheamus this one.
I am going to pick Sheamus also. I do have a prediction for the storyline, though.
Ooh. Let's hear it.
I don't think it was Sheamus that attacked Jeff Hardy.
It was Hornswoggle.
It was Mr. Sami Zayn. Somebody with red hair and a red beard, and who wanted to disrupt and compromise the Intercontinental Championship tournament because he's the real Intercontinental Champion.
I like that. I really like that.
I mean, that's what has to happen. I feel Sami Zayn, the
Jacob?
true Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, I'll go with Jeff Hardy.
All right, so we are split down the middle again. I kind of like that we all don't see eye to eye. I guess we'll move into basically the title matches. We got Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Bliss and Cross versus the Iconics. I have a theory. I have my pick, but I'll go last. Haven, who you got?
I got the Iconics.
Stole my joke, fucker. Yeah, I've got the Iconics as well.
I got the
So
Iconics.
So you say you're going last. So
They're the
There we go.
Iconics.
I don't know. I something I want to touch on real quick. That if they're gonna pick up the titles, why did they get fucking pinned on Monday? And then this will lead into Asuka versus Nia Jax. They both, Iconics and Asuka, both got pinned this week. I mean, I think Asuka is going to retain anyways, but I don't like that.
I hate that Charlotte beat Asuka.
I also think Bayley takes the pin in this match, and it builds the friction even more between Sasha and Bayley.
I like that.
Like Sasha finally became a champion again, and Bayley's the reason she lost it.
Again,
that's not a prediction. Who you pick Jason to win, bro?
He took the Iconics.
Oh, Iconics. Yeah, I agreed with all of you.
I didn't hear. Okay.
Yeah, Iconics.
With Bayley taking the pin.
Ooh. I do like that.
I could
Yeah,
dig
me
it.
too.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
There's gonna be
Oscar,
some opportunistic stuff too, like Alexa hits her finisher or something, and Peyton Royce tags in real quick and
just like they did
steal 'em.
at WrestleMania. So, all right, guys, Asuka and Nia Jax. I think Asuka retains.
Oscar.
Asuka.
Asuka.
I think this leads to Asuka versus Charlotte at probably SummerSlam, where Asuka will beat her finally. And, they're going to have Charlotte go on a run where she goes, you've never beaten me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's go Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. This is one I'm going to keep to last. JB3, I know you got it.
Okay, so I don't think they're gonna take the belt off of Drew because they have so many other feuds that they're gonna do. Now, the one feud that they were gonna do, they can't because the modern day Maharaja is injured again. So,
With the same injury.
yep. So, I mean, I could see them swerving us and having Bobby Lashley take the title, but I just can't see it because we got Drew McIntyre versus a lot of people that we got to see, and I don't think they're gonna take it off of Drew. Not quite yet. So Drew McIntyre.
Jacob?
I'm torn on this one. 3 weeks ago, I would have said Drew McIntyre without any hesitation. But now with a lot of hesitation, I'll say Drew McIntyre.
All right, villain. What you got?
Drew McIntyre.
All right, boys. My heart wants Drew to retain. My booking and what I'm going to pick is Bobby Lashley because at SummerSlam, I see Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. I mean, they've been building to that match for so fucking long. And
what the hell? When have they built to that match?
They've been feuding back and forth for years on Twitter and shit, trying to get to that point. And Bobby's been a mid-carder till recently.
He's still a fucking mid-carder. What? Just because he gets a title match? All right.
Oh, I'm telling you, I got that feeling, which I
can
hope
see that
I'm
match.
wrong. Which I hope I'm wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like this face title wearing Drew McIntyre. All right, the last one of the night: Braun Strowman versus Miz and Morrison.
Braun
Braun's
Strowman.
going to retain. There's no question about it. Braun's going to retain. But here's the but. He wins, and you hear it. And the lights go out. That Screech comes up, and the Fiend mandible claws him. In Extreme Rules, we have Fiend versus Braun, and the Fiend picks up the title again.
Ah,
I love that. It gets all quiet. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well,
I
I
forgot
definitely
all-
think they're building to Braun and the Fiend again. I just don't know if it'll happen, at Backlash that he returns. But I could see it happening. I bet Braun's winning.
I have a theory too.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's almost like yours because my pick is going to be a little different. I'm picking The Miz and John Morrison.
Okay.
I think the Fiend is going to come out and put the claw on Braun Strowman, and then he's going to leave him lay there, and that's how they're going to win. And they are going to treat the Universal Championship for just a couple months, like Lay Cool did the Women's Championship. They're going to be like, we're the co-champions and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be like, yay, we're heels and we're, Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho, blah, blah, blah. And then I think Otis can cash in and take it from both of them. And then maybe they can still do the Fiend and Braun thing. Just Braun won't have the belt. And after that, Braun can beat the Fiend. And then he can go take on Otis at SummerSlam. Braun and Otis. Maybe.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
But then part of me I'm just picking the Miz and John Morrison because part of me just really wants to see that for some reason. I want to see them do that. Universal Championship's already a fucking joke anyway. Might as well
play off of it.
I can see what Matt's saying at the end of the match. That might happen, like 99%. The Fiend shows up and attacks Braun. That wouldn't get me excited at all. That's very predictable. That's not gonna put me in a joyous mood to be like, oh shit, I can't wait to watch SmackDown this Friday coming up after the pay-per-view. I mean, that's just boring to me. And I mean, they might, but like I said, 99%, they probably do that. And a lot of people probably be excited. I'm not going to be one of them. I'll be like, okay, whatever. What JB3 was talking about, yeah, hell no. I don't see none of that shit happening. That's just, if that, for Braun, seriously, I'm just going to go on a little rant because, we've been here for long enough. It don't seem like we're going to end, so I'm going to talk my shit. I don't even think that's going to be the main event. If they're going to have a main event, it's probably going to be the last match we talked about because the Braun Strowman shit, unless they're going to be cinematic or they're going to be doing stupid shit outside. The Miz and Morrison, they couldn't even win the tag team titles back to win the heavyweight championship. That's going to be where will they go from there? Because Braun's going to have this. He's probably definitely going to fight the Fiend because there's really nobody else on SmackDown. I don't know where the fuck they're going to go. The whole Otis shit, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with that title because I doubt he's going to cash in and actually win the title. That worm ain't doing shit for me as a grown man. Maybe if I was 12, I'll be happy with Otis. But to me, that's just, yeah. This is a fucking very lackluster pay-per-view in my opinion, man. None of these matches got me excited to watch them. I'm gonna watch them because I'm a wrestling fan, but I mean, I might have to just watch the highlights because none of this shit is exciting at the moment, in my opinion, with this Backlash pay-per-view.
Yeah, I could see that.
I feel that so much. I feel
you
like
what?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I took a shift on Sunday. I'm putting that shit on so I can fast forward.
I'm gonna barbecue something and sit down with the boy and watch it. But if it wasn't for the kid being here this weekend, I probably wouldn't watch it. I mean, I a lot of these matches you can kind of already call.
Yeah.
I mean, I think on the pre-show we'll see Street Profits and Viking Raiders finally go at it. Maybe they'll have.
Oh, you got to do the spelling bee first.
That's right.
Man,
I'm fucking over that. I don't even know how to call it a feud.
They're like friends now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like Eric Ivar's like, we got you, fam.
That shit was funny as hell, though. So
They're doing too much.
right.
They're doing too much with all four of them. Way too much. They're trying to do way too much with all four of them, and they're not even wrestling. Like if they're the champs, shouldn't they be wrestling soon?
You would think so. I completely forgot the Street Profits were the champs for a little
They should be
while.
wrestling on Sunday.
Pre-show, I'm telling you. Pre-show. Who's the
I think
SmackDown? Who's the SmackDown Tag Team Champs?
Ain't it the New Day?
There you go.
Yeah.
See? I forgot about it.
No tag team titles on this pay-per-view. That's why, to me, this fucking pay-per-view is gonna be lackluster because none of these titles, they're all a joke.
All right, Jacob, Haven, don't answer this. JB3, tell me what brand is Charlotte on? Can you tell me?
She is the Omniflare. He is on.
That is word for word exactly what I said. But no. I don't really care. On that note, guys, we've gone 2 hours. Haven, where can people find you online, homie?
Well, of course, you can find me on Facebook at Jack of All Trivia. That's the trivia league that I'm a part of. We do multiple different matches there. That's how you get into matches. That's how we become friends. And of course, on YouTube with Jack of All Trivia. And every Thursday night, right here with this crazy motherfucker named Matty-G and the rest of the crew, talking about the one thing we love that brings us peace and joy, happiness, hatred, all the emotions we can muster in the 2 or 3 hours, depending on the show, which we call wrestling.
Yes, sir. Mr. Barber, where can people find you?
If you want to find me, just look me up on Facebook, search my name. Could always use more friends to talk, whatever with. And hopefully over on Nerd Entertainment Network soon, get back in the CWT ring because I'm ready. I've been away for a few months and I'm ready to come back. So, hopefully soon.
Whoa, dropping some knowledge there, Mr. JB3. With that little bit of hinting, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me right here on Thursday nights for the Suplex City Cats, talking our shit like we do. You can also find me also doing some CWT trivia when we can. It's a little slow at the moment. It's difficult times. It's really hard finding like all the right things that we need, but there's a match coming up very soon.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
So, other than that, just find me here. Sometimes I judge debate matches, and those are really fun to watch as well.
Speaking of debate, you can find me as the commissioner of the Game Zone right here on TMG Entertainment. We do all kinds of, various debates, like he said. You can find me at Facebook at Megram, as well as Saturday nights. I do what we call After Dark. It's an SCN style talk show. This week we've got the director and star of the movie Rideshare coming on to do a watch with us and Q&A. So we go live at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Check us out then. To everybody, too sweet.